Last election, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu famously declared on election night that the Arabs are heading to the polls in droves. A new campaign ad by the Arab parties Hadash and Ta'al joint ticket seeks to mock this statement with its tagline, "We're flocking to the polls." Arab citizens of Israel make up about 20% of eligible voters in this country, but there are recent polls released that say that perhaps even 50% of those voters won't actually come to the ballot box, deciding not to make their voices heard. Recent polls project anywhere between a 14 to 19% decline in Arab voter turnout.
No doubt that many Arabs will boycott, unfortunately, will boycott the election because of frustration, because they think that following the nation-state law, they are not part of the political game. They are not equal citizens.
I always voted for the Communist Party, but this year, for some reason, I don't know if I will vote. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I'm not voting for anyone. I'm not interested in what's happening in Parliament, so I'm not voting.
Israel's passing of the controversial nation-state law, which seeks to emphasize the Jewish character of the state, may not have caused practical, tangible changes to Arab communities, but the impact may be an emotional one.
We as Arab residents just want to be treated as equals, equal to Jews. That's all we want.
Last election saw relatively high voter turnout from the Arab communities, attributed to the formation of the Arab parties' joint list. But the dismantling of this list could also keep Arab voters at home on election day.
There is a frustration and disappointment from the dismantling of the joint list on one hand and the conduct of the Arab political parties in one hand, and then the whole political environment in Israel that Arabs are really put between the rock and the hard place.
But that frustration may not be heard at the ballot box.